and welcome to Unews for Friday, December 20th. I'm Lorraine, Caceres. We begin with shocking new developments in the case of a missing Texas mother and her infant. Overnight, authorities surrounded a home in Houston, reportedly finding a 1-month-old girl alive, but also recovering a body from inside the trunk of a car. Rafael Rodriguez has more. Megan Firamusca with kidnapping and tampering with a human corpse. She's expected to appear in court today. Sources say she's a friend of Broussard. He reached an impasse on the second day after impeachment. The majority and minority leaders unable to, at the moment, to reach an agreement on the rules for a trial. This as the Speaker of the House stands by her decision to not send the articles to the Senate until fair rules are established. Here's the very latest. It's that has yet to air on CBS. Later this month, Ivanka Trump says impeachment has energized her father, even though he remains angry. Meanwhile, a prominent evangelical Christian magazine posting an editorial calling for President Donald Trump. Russian President Vladimir Putin is defending President Trump in the wake of his impeachment. At the same time, a new report is questioning whether it was Putin who gave Trump the idea of a Ukraine conspiracy in the first place. Pablo Gato joins us from on Thursday night, the sixth Democratic debate of this election season, coming on the heels of a historic vote in the House to impeach President Trump. The 3-hour debate in Los Angeles coming at a time when every public moment counts for many of these candidates. Carolina Rosario has more. Other topics, the weather is getting nasty across the United States just in time for the first big holiday travel weekend. California Governor Gavin Newsom was in Bakersfield Thursday, highlighting services offered to combat homelessness and build affordable housing in the region and statewide. Beniti Murungi has more on the governor's message. Task force in California has found no animal cruelty or criminal activity linked to scores of horse deaths in Santa Anita Park. A fisherman was supposed to stop its family separation policy at the border after 2 major events, a summer 2018 injunction issued by a federal judge and President Trump's own executive order reversing the policy. But according to the government's own data, children are still being separated from parents. Luis Mejid spoke to one mother who still lives in fear of that possibility. And as we just informed you a few minutes ago, a group of Salvadoran workers are off to the United States. According to their governments, they were selected from a pool of over 30,000 nations who applied for temporary work visas. Carlos Pinilla explains how many of them are viewing this as an opportunity to improve their lives, even though leaving home still presents challenges. After the break, a massive and deadly and welcome back to Unews. Tragic news out of Philadelphia. 2 people there are presumed dead following a house explosion and multi-alarm fire that took place on Thursday morning. Jorge Hernandez has more. Now to the latest on that case of a mourning family suing Royal Caribbean Cruise Line after an 18-month girl fell out of a ship's window, apparently from her grandfather's arms. New video shows the shocking moments leading up to the incident. Yaya Ponte has more on what the video reveals and how it may impact the trial. In Mexico, a Carnival ship crashed into another of the company's cruise vessels. Appears to be significant damage at an airport in Florida after a man drove right through it. It happens at the Sarasota airport around 3 a.m. Thursday. A Colorado radio show has been canceled after one of the hosts made controversial comments about school shootings. Chuck Bonniwell of Chuck and Julie Show said on Tuesday that he wished, quote, a nice school shooting, unquote, to interrupt the impeachment process in Congress. Now the father of a young man who died in a school shooting in that state is reacting. Paola Byron has more.
I listened to it. Yeah.
The break news from around the world is still ahead of massive data breach. And tomorrow is Super Saturday. Retailers expected to be the biggest shopping day of the year, even bigger than Black Friday. The National Retail Federation says 147.8 million people are expected to participate. And if you need some great gift ideas, we have you covered with more details on the top tech gifts for the holiday season. As you're making your list and checking it twice, make sure you check the shipping deadlines too. Christmas is left. Check in with Carolina Rosario. She has a preview of what's coming up during the second hour of Unews. Caro, what's new? Hi, Lorraine. Good afternoon. We have a lot more coming up in the next hour of News, including an exclusive interview with Chuck Schumer, our own Enrique Acevedo sitting down with the Senate Minority Leader to discuss the impeachment of President Donald Trump. We also have dramatic video of a man rescued from a burning car in Texas with just seconds to spare. One officer making the difference between life or death for that victim. And a Massachusetts Police Department realized items were going missing from their donation bin, but little did they know it was a dog who was to blame. We'll have all the details of this canine caper in the next hour of News. Lorraine, now back to you. Thank you, Caro. We'll be watching, of course. And how cute is that dog? Extremely cute. You can't miss it. Yeah. He's a one-of-a-kind artist in California that makes one-of-a-kind pieces, displaying his work at the Ventura County Humane Society. And as Dulce Castellanos explains, his surprising art is bringing joy to everyone around him.
His creativity, his designs now adorn a second Christmas tree at this shelter.
He's definitely an artist. I love parrots. I used to have one as a child that talked a lot, but I will spare the details and not repeat what this bird used to say. And finally, with the holidays here once again, Ugly is back in. Today is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, and it's easy to celebrate. Just find or make the most hideous and festive sweater you can. Sweater doesn't fit. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, prosperous New Year. That's all the time we have for the first hour of News. I'm Lorraine Caceres, but stay tuned with Carolina Rosario. She has much more headlines coming up in the second hour. Have a safe holiday season, and for those driving in the West Coast and the South, be safe with the roads.